record. Okay, so what we're looking at this one is the following. Let's say I give you guys a portion, or we're talking about a triangle congruence. Let's say this is ABC. Triangle ABC is congruent to triangle DEF. And we know that they're congruent, and we're trying to solve for values here. And let's say I give you additional information that angle B is equal to 5x. And let's say I give you angle E is 3x plus 10. And the question that I can ask you is find x and find the angle measure of E. Okay. Yes, sorry, thank you. Okay, so this is a really good one. This is like problem number 1 on your test, a little bit different, but nevertheless it's just very similar. It says it's going to ask you to draw the 2 congruent triangles, label them, and solve them out. So let's go ahead and do that. I'm going to go ahead and just make 2 congruent triangles. You can make them however you want to. It doesn't matter. Just make them very congruenty, meaning same shape, same size. Mine are a little bit off, but I get the idea from it. This portion, because I know that all these are congruent, I know that A, B, and C correspond to D, E, and F. And as we know that they're construction, we know that angles A, B, and C correspond to D, E, and F. Now, are they congruent? Are these congruent yet? No. Right, we're missing the side. So we want to be able to put that in as I'm doing to put them in as well. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Basically, we use CP/CTC to show that parts are congruent. Okay. And that's what I want you guys to do on this. Okay. Draw it out. Give me 2 triangles that are congruent. Now, you could have made yours quite different. You could have done your triangles, you know, something like that. Okay, it doesn't matter. As long as you're showing me 2 congruent triangles, it doesn't matter what angles are provided. Okay. Now, if we want to use the additional information that's asking for, we got to be able to put that information in. Knowing that B is equal to 5x and E is equal to 3x plus 10, let's go ahead and put that information in. I'm going to kind of erase this knowing that B is 5x and E would be 3x plus 10. Okay, so we're going to be able to put parts of this information in because we know these are congruent. Now, looking at the 2 triangles, what do we know about the 2 equations? Angle B and angle E are congruent to each other, so they're the same. They match on both. So what do we want to do? 5x equals 3x plus 10. Subtract 3x, and I'll show all the parts of this. 2x is equal to 10, x is equal to. So this would be a portion of your solving. It says find x, we found x, but we're not done yet. We got to plug it in. If it tells you to plug in, you got to plug it in. It'd be incomplete if you did not. So we're plugging it into what variable, what value? E. So we're plugging it into E here, which is represented by okay. 3 times 5 plus 10, 25. These would be your answers. X is equal to 5. E is equal to 25. Now, does that look like a 25-degree angle? No, it doesn't matter. We're just drawing it out. Devin. So doesn't that mean B equals 25? Yeah. Corresponding parts are congruent. Yes. Steps would be to draw triangles would be first step. 2 would be to label parts. Label parts. 3 would be to find relation. Relationship. 4 would be to solve. So I drew the triangles. I labeled my parts. I knew that those are congruent, so I found the relations. I set them equal. I solved. Done. Yes. I can give you something like this, and I can also tell you, let's say I give you another part of this information. Let's say I tell you that AB, line segment AB is 7x. And instead of asking to solve for E, I asked you to find AB. But what would you do? If you have the value of x, all what you would do is just plug it in. Yeah, plug it in. So as long as you're solving for variables, you're going to be able to solve these things out. Okay? I'm telling you right now, the only part that you're dealing with is just sides. So you're not dealing with angles. So you got to be able to label your sides correctly. Okay? That's the first one, and for that, so it's a really good one. I think it's a really good type of problem. Okay? Let's keep on going with this idea. So I'm going to clear. Am I okay with that? Haley, we okay back there? Yeah? Okay. Here we go. Looking at these parts, just for, you have to know CP/CTC, right? CP/CTC. Mark the angles inside to show congruence. Okay, this goes back to being able to list the parts and mark the parts, right? So we're going to do both of them. The first part of this is to know that STU and STX are congruent. So I'm going to go back and just do this 1, 2, and 3. I believe this one was S right here, right? I don't think it's. Okay, I'll give you guys time to do the first one, or at least label it. I'm sorry, I'm kind of jumping ahead. Give you guys time to kind of solve that out. Trying to help you guys out. Okay. Now, with this part, what I did first was we know that the two triangles are congruent. So that's not what we're looking for. We want to be able to show what additional information. So this goes back to what additional information we need to have in and what we need to put in. The first part would be to put in the angle. So S was 1, T was 2, S was, or sorry, that's the other side, right? Am I doing the wrong side? I'm doing the wrong side. S, T. The other part of this triangle would be 1, 2, 3. We're also going to be able to label the sides correctly. So 1 to 2, 2 to 3, 3 back to 1, 1 to 2, 2 to 3, 3 back to 1. Okay, this is the essence of what CP/CTC is. Correspond the parts to show congruent triangles. That's all it means. If you can match the parts, you can match the triangles. Done. One part messes up, you can't have them. Okay. If I want you guys to label the parts of these, I'm hoping you guys can tell me just that. Okay. If I give you, let me see if you guys can figure this out. Let's say I give you sides. And let's say I give you this. Can you give me the parts that match? Can you give me the parts that match with these? in the correct order. Meaning, can you match them? And these might be a little bit different, but we're kind of working with them. Okay. What I'm looking for is xt corresponds to what? ut. In the correct order, what additional information to show congruence? Right? This would be to show congruence. Okay. SU would have to be S. And XS would have to be. So that's the parts I want to fill. If it gives you them, write them in. Done. If it gives you them, write them in. Comprendo? Okay. These are funny. And I'm going to do something on this one right here. So the one to the right is slightly different. You do have a problem like this, but the way I'm going to show it is a little bit differently than what they have it. What I'm going to give you is the following. Let's see, this is CBD DVR. Okay. So do me a favor and draw those two out. And what I also want you guys to put in, just so it's a little bit different, I'm going to put this in here. We'll do it in a different color. Okay, so copy those two. Now these questions are going to be slightly different. Don't worry about the context of the problem. But this one, I'm trying to kind of match the problems you guys are seeing with text. So I'm kind of doing a little bit different, same kind of thing. Okay, so I'm not just giving you the answers. What we're going to do with this one is the following. Okay, this one kind of goes back to triangle congruence, where I'm going to ask you guys. Okay, I'm going to ask you guys the following. Okay, are these congruent? Are they, so if they're congruent, by how? Angle, side, angle. So these are congruent by angle, side, angle. Okay. The one on the test is going to be congruent as well. I'm not going to tell you how, but they're congruent. Now, given this, can you give me the statement? Can you give me the statement that's like this one? Can you give me the triangle statement that represents the congruence of this? Can you give me it? Okay. That's what I'm asking for. Just like the test, just like the team test question we asked for it, I think it was like 3 or 4, I can't remember. Right? Very similar to this one. Okay, but this time I'm going to ask you for it. So how would you give me the congruent statement to this? It would be congruent. Yep. Good. Okay. What I'm looking for is a statement that would make it congruent. In the essence that we can do here, I can go CBD. If I give you CBD, how does that correspond? DVR. That's not the only one. I can go back and I can go. What would this one be? What did DCB give me?
Is that right? Wait, no. RDB. Oh, RDB.
What about, let's say I give you another one. Let's say I give you BDC. What is BDC? Okay. This one stems directly from the problems that we did on the team test. It's going to give you a set of congruencies. It's going to ask you which one is congruent. Okay? So you got to be able to do that. Okay? That's right there. Yes. It has to be the correct order. It's going to give you 3 that are not, 1 that is. Tell me which one it is. Team test. Right? What problem? Number 14? No, it should, it should be number 14. 14 is very simple. Like 14. You're like 14. Okay, here we go. I'm going to tell you right now, 4 and 5 are very similar. We're going to come back to that one. Okay, copy down those 4. Now, really quick, so you guys understand here. Okay, really quick, so you guys understand. Okay, you guys have problems like this on your test. I kid you not, Julissa, answer this question. What does it say? Say it out loud.
State what additional information is required in order to know that the triangles are congruent for the reason given. Provide the given work.
On your test. Exact same thing. And you have 2 problems that are like this. Okay, now, with this given here, you got to be able to solve these out correctly. You got to be able to tell me what if they're congruent, how are they congruent? If they are, by what means? I want to see marks, I want to see everything labeled. Okay, if you provide me angles, if you provide me sides, that's not enough. Okay, I need to see everything. I want to be able to see angles and sides congruent for everything. Now, there's two incidences in which we can add information. The first part being is if they share a side. They share a side, I can put that part in. To show angle side angle, what other angle would need to be included? U. U would need to be congruent with U. Now, for this statement, there's 2 ways you can write it. I don't know how stickler your teacher is. That's one way of writing it. The better way to write it would be like NUV needs to be congruent to angle WUV. It's a little bit clearer. It tells you this angle 1, this is angle 2. I prefer the blue, but on your test, it should be clear. I'll just say it should be clear. 14, can we add any information in?
Yes.
No, we cannot. They do not share a side, and they are not vertical. We cannot add anything. What 2 sides must be congruent for us to have a side-side-side triangle relation? EG and LJ. EG needs to be congruent to, could have also written as this, GE congruent to JL. It's congruence. Okay. Make sure you know the difference. There's not much, but if your teacher marks it wrong, like maybe me because I'm dumb and I make a mistake, make sure I give you the points. Okay. Okay. I'm going to try to put both of them if I do. Okay. Make sure you guys have those in there. Okay. I'm a teacher. I'm infallible. Okay. I am fallible. Right. I'm not infallible. I'm infallible. Okay. Say additional information. 4, 15. Can I add anything? Vertical angles. Hold on. We're looking at what additional information we need to make them congruent. So it's not asking you, right? It's angle side, but we need to add another angle to add it. So the angle that will need to be in there would be what? P and X. Thanks, you, Jim.
And I said axis. I was like, even though we're talking about chromosomes. was like,
Oh, I said this.
not wrong.
Okay, our last one here that we're going to get here is we're trying to show side angle side. I'm going to be able to put a side in there. What two angles must be congruent? M and L. Which again, I want you guys to say angle M if you guys marked them out, or if you guys did it even better, angle N, L, M, L, N, or M, God, N, L, N, M, L, N, M, L, N, M, L, N, M, L. Okay, that's the other type of problem that you'll see. Okay, state what additional information you need to put in. Okay, if you are missing marks or if you're missing any kind of material, like if you just write this, these are no-nos to me, guys. These are big time no-nos. If you guys give me these, like for both of these type of problems, if you just give me GE, JL, or GE, JL, would be incorrect. If you just give me ML, that'd be incorrect to me. I want to be able to see congruence marks. I want to be able to see line segment marks. I want to be able to see angle marks. Angle, sides, congruence. Show me. Show me the meaning. Show me the meaning. Yes. 3 steps of this. So if I had to give you steps, thank you, Ryan, for showing me this. So I'm going to erase this little part. So if I had to give you steps for this, first one would be to say 2 different things. Add info, vertical, or sides, right? I'm just going to put sides. The second part would be no share, continue. Right? The first part would be to either add information that you can. If they're vertical, add the vertical angles. If they add the sides and share a side, add the sides. If they don't share, continue. The second part of this would be to add triangle, and I'll just write triangle statement for congruence. Meaning what marks you're going to be needed. Is it a side? Is it an angle? Those are what I'm looking for, right? Those are the steps, right? If I had to go back to the first one, the first thing I added was a side, so let's add the side. The second step would be to add the statement that I needed. I add the side, so therefore I need the extra angle, so that's the angle I needed to be added, right? That's what I want you guys to see, right? That's the steps for them, okay? The biggest key of these is to show angle marks, congruent marks, and side marks, or the letters like A, B, this part. I want to see those. Okay, you'll get marked down. Promise you'll get marked down. Do I want to mark you down? No. Don't be lazy. Just do it. It's because you're lazy. Not you lazy. In general, students are. Devin, something. Fail. Oh man, calling you out. Okay, so here we go. Here we go. Can we move on?
I think she said
Oh, in bio? Well, that's what he's saying. He was like, you know how he saw that? And yeah, he's like, so you need an X what? You know how he says that? And he was like, on the X what? And I was like, axis. And I was like, oh, wait, at that chromosome. I don't know why. Like, it just came out. It just like came out.
Now, Here we go. 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 Guys. I want to get out of here as much as you guys do. Okay. Now, with this one here. Okay. On the back side, this is number 6. You guys have problems like this. Okay. Kid you not, you do have problems. I'm asking you just to tell me whether they're congruent or not. Say each pair of the triangles. If they're congruent by side angle, side angle, side angle, side angle, side. Okay. You guys were jealous or did hypotenuse leg. We did not. So good luck. You guys did it. We did not. I don't know if that's a I didn't teach it. He did. We did. I didn't teach it because you can get the same thing done with side angle, side or angle, angle, side. No. Yeah. Now, if you want to, yeah. If this is a part that you want to do, I'm just going to do it for the students that want to do it. Now, for the part of this again. So Ryan, for this part as well is the same process. You just do the first process for this set. You don't do number 2. So in this case, add the additional information if you can. State if you have congruence. For number 5, can I add any information in? The 2 times are vertical, share a side. This would be sharing a side. Not like that. Our triangle congruence would be a side angle side. Number 6, can I add any information in? Add a side. You hesitated.
Yeah.
Now, for 7, look at 7 for me. Can I add any information in? I can add an angle. Specifically, I can add a vertical angle. In this case, it happens to be right. In this case, we just know it to be right. Does it make a difference? No, we're just adding the information. Okay, side angle, side congruence. Then our last one, okay, can we add anything in? No. The acceptable answers for me, okay, are the following. If you give me this, that's good. If you give me this, that'll do.
Okay.
If you give me this, that'll do. The ones that I'm not going to look for, and if you write this down, I'm going to be very, very angry. This is boo-boo. Those are boo-boo. Don't write those down. Okay? Right? If they're not part of the congruence, don't write anything. Just give me one of these. Just put no. Mr. Aguilar, no. No. Yes. For which one? For number 6? Shh. I read them down below. So I read this as my angle here first. Side to angle. This will be posted. We're almost done here anyways. I'm almost done here. Okay. What? No. No. It's not yet. I'm recording it right now. Okay. Now for this one here. Okay. Look, you do have one. Number 9. What do you do? You have to know how to do that. Okay. Now, for this case here, I'm only going to do one of them because we don't got that much more problems. Okay. But what I want to be able to do with this is you have to be able to understand the difference of what it's asking you. Guys. Okay. Now, in the triangle that it's giving you here, we know that the triangle sum is adding up. This will be posted. You'll be able to access it. Okay, for the ones who did it. Okay. Now, the process of what you're doing for this one is the following. I'm getting the angles. Okay, so I want to be able to add them up. 78 plus the next angle, which happens to be 6x plus 4. We're going to add the other angle. I can change it to a different color. Let's do purple. 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 Adding 7x plus 7 is equal to 180. CLT, combine like terms. 6 and 7 gives me 13x. These go away. 78 plus 4 plus 7. 78 plus 4 is 82. 82 plus 7. 89. This will be posted. 13x, subtracting 89 from both sides, we're going to get 91. Divide both sides. X is equal to 2. Now, this is not done. If it asks you to plug it back in, go glad and plug it in, plug it in. We're going to take it. We're going to plug it into our angle. Yes, sir. Oh, 3. So 7. Oh. Whoa, 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 whoa. Just seeing if you guys are paying attention.
Wait, what? Oh,
7. I kid.
You kid.
I'm just making sure you guys are paying attention. Good job. Plugging it in. This is going on the internet, so they can probably hear you. It's just videotaping what this is, and I'm audio. Okay, so this is our final answer. 56 is our final answer, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, sir. Well, this is just plugging in here. I didn't do that much because we're just plugging it into x is equal to 7. $13. I added like terms on the top. Combine like terms, it gives me this step. Subtracted 89, divided out by 13. Yeah. You have to be able to solve those out correctly. Use your calculator. Your calculator will be helpful. Absolutely. Sorry. Almost done. Almost done. Okay. Here we go. Here we go. Hold on. Do I think it is? No.
Yes. No, actually, tutoring stuff. It's weird. Like, I get in class, and I'm like, wait.
Okay, that's about it. That's about it. If I had to go over one more problem with you guys, it'd be something like this. Okay, we'll do 2 more. We'll do 2 more. Okay. We'll see you guys. I hope that helps. This will be posted online. Now, for this case that we're getting here, let's say this is 7x plus 2. I don't know if this is going to work out, so I apologize if it doesn't. We'll do this as 60. Let's label this as 3x plus, let's do 16. And let's say this is, no, not angle, let's do 4y. So hold on, I know you're kind of freaking out. We're going to get you. Okay. Now, this kind of problem might seem a little bit daunting at first, because we have two variables. It's going to ask you for something like solve for x, find x, and then find y, which you're going to be able to do both. The easiest process to do all these is to know that the exterior angle theorem tells me that the sum of the exterior angles or the interior angles will equal the exterior angle. So 7x plus 2 plus 6d is equal to 3x plus 16. I don't know if this works out. I hope it does, but we'll figure it out. If it's a negative, well, it's a negative. We're going to get 7x plus 62 is equal to 3x plus 16. God, I don't know if this is going to work. Okay. We're going to get 4x subtracting 62 from both sides, so it's going to be negative. It's fine. 16 minus 62. Does someone have a calculator real quick? I don't know how to do small math. Yeah. 46? And I don't think it goes into it evenly. X will be equal to what? Divide 46 into 4. It's a decimal. 11.5? Let's just say it's 11. I know it's not, but let's just say it's 11 for good numbers. Okay. Just help me out. Okay. It would be negative, but let's just assume it's positive. Okay, let's just assume it's positive. You won't have decimals on tomorrow. If you have decimals, you're doing something wrong. That's your indicator. Yeah.
Okay, so if there's a triangle like that, and then it has not an equation outside of it, does it mean that it's not like equal 180? It's equal like
To the outside, yes. Yes. Okay. So let's assume that this is 11. So we found 11, but now we want to be able to solve for y. Well, what do I know about these two angles here? We add up to 180. So what we're going to do is we're going to plug this 11 into here. So 3 times 11 plus 16 is what? 33 plus 16, 49. So let's say this angle is 49. So what should that add up to? So I should get 4y plus 49 is equal to what? 180, right? Because they're supplementary. So I plugged it in to get one variable. So all we're going to do now is just solve to get our value of y, right? That's fine. Okay. We're going to subtract them out. 4y is equal to, what is this? 130, what is it? 131. Probably not a good value again, but we're just trying to solve out. Y is equal to what? Divide out by 4. Comes out, whatever, 32. 32. Just assuming it's good numbers. I know they're not correct. People, these are not correct. The values are not correct. So it's just a problem. Okay. 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 Another way, so check it out. Another way that you could have done this as well, okay, is to not know that they're supplementary, but to know that the triangle sums here is also a value. So I could have took 11, plugged it in. 77 plus 2 is 72. 60 plus 72 plus 4y is equal to 180. It's another way of doing it. So don't freak out. There's multiple ways. The setup is correct. The solving is incorrect. The final numbers are incorrect because I give you decimals and I don't give you decimals. So again, these are not. The setup is very similar. They're not right. Please. Yes, I know it's wrong. Yes. 15. Don't worry about that. You're not going to see a problem like that in tomorrow's time. Okay. Look at the two complex numbers you will see. You're not going to see complex terms like that. Okay. I will do one for you. I will set one up for you so you guys have like an idea. Yes.
I'll text you one right now.
Okay, I'll put it in period 5. Okay. Yes. Look on the YouTube. I have it on YouTube. 17 we've already went over. I'll post it. Look on School Up in a little bit.
But you said we had to do 15, 18, and 19.
Do 18 and 19. Focus on 18 and 19.
So not 15.
Now, here you go. Here's a problem that I can give you. It's very similar. Bear with me here. Okay, bear with me. But let's say I give you something like, let's say I give you something like this. Okay, and let's say I'm asking for this value here. And that's all I'm going to give you. Okay, this might look daunting, but it's really not. Okay, and I'll tell you why. Because it's several things, and it's using both isosceles and equilateral triangles, right? Now, again, this might look daunting. Don't freak out, because check it out. You have a similar problem. Now look at Mr. Barris, check it out. What type of, so we're not given any values, which might freak you out. Don't let it freak you out. If I look at the one to the right, what do I know about the triangle to the right? They're all equal. So what do we call this type of triangle if they're equal? Equilateral. What do I know about an equilateral triangle? First of all, we know that all sides are congruent. If all sides are congruent, that means all angles are congruent. So if all angles are congruent, what does one of the angles have to be? 60. So we know this to be 60. I know this to be 60. And I know this one to be 60. Okay. Then what else do we know? Our vertical angle. So this has to be 60. Okay, so now we're solving. We're like halfway done here. Okay, now the next part of this is you got to be able to tell me the next portion of this. The next one has to be the following. What do I know about the triangle to the left now? Two sides are congruent, which makes it a what? Isosceles triangle. If it is an isosceles triangle, the angles that hang off the sides are also congruent. So this is also 60. If I had to flip this triangle upside like that, the triangle would look something like this. Right? Where this part is 60, that means this other angle also has to be 60 because we know that those are congruent. Okay? The last part of this, how do I solve for x? What type of equation do I use? What is it called? Triangle sum. The final portion of this for the triangle sum, that means all angles add up to 180. So it's going to be x plus 60 plus 60 is equal to 180. X is equal to 160 minus 120 minus 80 is 120. 120 is going to be, again, I think I just messed this one up, but it has to be 60. So these are both equilaterals, but you get the idea if you need to solve out for it. Okay? You just got to be able to use your parts. Break them down in small. So if I had to give you a list, as Ryan's been asking for, which is great, it'd be to do the following. Verticals. Do any verticals that you can in the beginning, if it's not already. 2, find any supplementary angles. Supplementary/complementary angles. 3, look for triangle sums. Triangle sum. If you want to branch out from that, and you think a little bit ambitious, do the exterior angle theorem. And then if you're missing angles, I'm going to put this in quotation, missing angles, you want to reset. That means go back to part number 1 or C number 1. Right? So start up the whole process again. You're going to be able to solve for parts, go and solve back again. You're missing one part, go and look back at it again. Okay, you're going to keep on doing that until it helps you solve it out. Okay, that's what you want to be able to do. Yeah? One more like this, and then we're good. Hopefully. Let me try to, I'm going to try to make one up, okay? And I'm going to erase this side stuff. It's a lot longer than I'd hoped for, but as long as, is it helping? See? See, se puede. Okay, Let me kind of make one up. I'm going to kind of go on the limb on this one. Let's do. Triangle. Makes this one. Hold on, don't draw that one out. I'm trying to make it work so it looks nice, and it actually gives me good values. So let's do. This is 60, 30. 60, 30. This is. Or let's do. How about this? Let's do something like this. Sorry, I'm trying to give you guys a good one. I'm trying to give you guys a good one. It's not that I'm not. Let's do one within a triangle. Let's make it just a little bit more complex. Let's do something like this where I give you a little bit of, is that one kind of what you guys are kind of gearing towards? Okay, let's not make that. But I want to. Sorry. I want to make it a good one, or else it's no point of doing it. Cool. I'm gonna. Joe, do you want me not to do it?
Yeah. Well, I need you to do it. Is there one like this? If it's like this on the test, then yeah. There's a lot of lines.
I'm trying to think if it's a good one. Let's do this. I have to give you angles. So I'm trying to give you a good one, because if I don't give you a good one, it's no point to it. Let's say this is. Let's say this is. Let's solve for y, and let's get x. So let's do. Do I have enough to work with? Yeah, I have enough to work with. Yes, this one is going to be acceptable. This will be acceptable. And it kind of shows us everything, not the isosceles triangle thing, because I'm going to stay with this one. I'm going to stay with this one. This will be the last one that we're going to cover. This is a good one. I mean, it's very similar. The setup is very similar that we talked about. We're going to be able to solve this one out. 18, 19. It's not the isosceles type. It's not the isosceles triangle. That one. It'll be more clear on the test. That's what, looking at these problems, it should be clear. And there's only two things you're going to solve out for, and that's what I'm going to leave you with. It's just two. This helps you figure things out. Now, yes. From the other one that we done with this one, yes, absolutely. The vertical to supplementary to. So looking at this problem here, yes. So looking at this one, this will be the last one. People, this will be the last one. We're looking at this here. Okay, we're looking at this one here. The way that my head processes is looking for any verticals. Do I have any verticals that I need to put in? Nothing, right? It's not going to help us solve out. So let's look at the next step. Do I have any supplementary to solve for some angles? I sure do. In this case right here, the 52, the supplementary angles right here, that's the one that screams out to me. The supplementary means that they add up to 180. And I know this picture is definitely not drawn to scale, so don't freak out. 52 plus the angle will equal to 180. 180 minus the angle will be what? 128? Is that what you got? 128? Okay. So I'm going to kind of do this as, I'm going to kind of put this in here as you guys see this. 128. And then go to the next part. Do I have triangle sum? Can I figure out a triangle sum? Yeah, the bottom one, right? So let's do that one. So we're not going to reset yet. So we're still going to follow this method. And we're going to look at the bottom triangle down here, right? What do I know about those two? Or those angles, right? They're going to add up to 180. So 52 plus 34 plus my angle will add up to 180. Sorry, that's supposed to be an angle. That doesn't look like an angle, but let's go angle here. 52 and 34 is 86. 86 plus the angle will equal to 180. Subtracting out 86, the angle will be equal to 94. So I'm going to put that in there as 94. So we're getting there. We're starting it up. We're moving along here. Is there anything I can really solve out for? If I'm looking at, and I'm going to kind of erase this as I go so you guys can see it. This is what I'm visually seeing. I need to solve for x, but I can't really solve for anything else. So I'm going to kind of, I'll show you. So this triangle right here, I can't really solve out because I don't have anything. The bottom triangle I solved out for, does it help me solve out? No. This part, I have two parts. I have 128 and y, but it's not enough to figure that out. So reset. So we're going to reset and go back and look at them. Okay, do I have another vertical angle that I can actually put in? I do now, right? That vertical angle comes between 128. So this is 128 right here, right? That's 128, okay? I think I need to give you another part to this unless I need to solve this out, right? Let's give you, let's say that this was also, I don't know, 10. Let's give you that as 10. Let's say that this is 5, right? So I have to give you 15. Let's give you 15. So I'm missing those parts, so I need to give you them in order to help you solve out. If I'm giving you them, I now look at this and go, oh, my triangle sum for this one. This is going to help me solve it now. So x plus 128 plus 10 is equal to 180. 138 plus x is equal to 180. X is equal to 42. So that's my first value. I'm done solving that one. Could I solve out the other one given this equation? I need to give you those. I need to give you enough information. I didn't give you guys enough information. But essentially, we're going to do the same thing. To solve for y, we have our triangle up here, which would be, I could have solved it out. We're not going to worry about that. 128 plus y plus 15 is equal to 180. 128 and 15 is 143, you said? Yeah, 143. 180, subtracting it out, y is equal to 37. So I had to give you enough information to solve it out, but just keep on going with those steps. Okay, reset and solve. So that's it. That's as much as you guys really need to know and do. If you guys can do that, you guys are golden.